What's up, guys? This is Joey0316 here. This is my very first video on this YouTube channel. So I just want to say thank you to whoever is going to be watching this today. I'm going to be talking about something that is not very joyful, but I think it's very necessary. As a Dragon Ball fan that I am. Is what Akira Toriyama meant to me. As you know, it was announced yesterday that Akira Toriyama had unfortunately passed away on March 1st. Akira Toriyama is an incredibly talented mangaka. He made great incredible mangas like Dragon Ball and many others. To me, he's been a great influence in my life, especially with Dragon Ball, about overcoming yourself, overcoming your limits, bettering yourself, and just being always getting better and better and better for whatever it is that you do. Those are lessons that will never ever leave me. So with that said, I'd like to get to get something a little off my chest, even though it has to do with Akira's passing, sort of. It is with a commentary that was done by a gentleman on X called Chris Kindred, which he made. It was a tweet that he posted right after his account was reinstated after after he's just a long story short, he's an employee of Sweet Baby Inc., which if you've been on the internet for the past week, there's been a lot of controversy going on with them. And up to the point where they're calling it Gamergate 2, which is something I'm going to talk about in another video. But in this gentleman's case, he made a tweet immediately after his account was unblocked and was reinstated. He said that. Basically he said that Toriyama made a horrible job with diversity, pointing out to Mr. Popo, with the character Mr. Popo. He said that he made something along the lines of he made a horrible character. He made one of the best and worst black characters in history, which takes range. He said something along those lines. I think it's extremely disrespectful, especially saying something like that after almost immediately after it was the death of Akira Toriyama was announced. It's extremely disrespectful, but it kind of shows, and it doesn't kind of show it fully shows who this person is, and what a lot of those people who think like him are like, and especially what Sweet Baby Inc. is like, which I think they're all a bunch of weirdos. They're all a bunch of SJW weirdos who should be locked up in an insane asylum. But that's besides the point. I think that any decent person, any person who has any sort of morality should be able to refrain from commenting negatively about somebody who just recently passed away, especially for a family that is currently still mourning, and especially for a person, and even more for a person who was so incredibly influential in the lives of so many millions of people. Because Dragon Ball is a franchise that is universally loved by everybody of every of every creed, of every race, of every ethnicity, religion, you name it. People do love that show. They love what it represents. They've been touched by it in many different ways. And so to say something like that is just really, really incredibly disrespectful. And, you want to be, instead of, and, you want to be controversial, you say something like that, but be ready for what you're getting. Be ready for for people to fire back at you. And that's exactly what's happening to you. And that's exactly what's happening to Chris. But anyway, I'm going to, as I said before, I'm going to make a video going into detail as to what Sweet Baby Inc. is and what's all the craziness that's going on with it. Now I want to get back to, what Toriyama means to me. He's my absolute favorite creator of anime and manga. I don't think there's gonna be anybody better, in my humble opinion. Yes, there are a lot of great mangakas that created great anime who still do create great anime and manga. But nobody like Toriyama. Now, I started watching Dragon Ball when I was around 7 years old. I remember, I'm sorry about this, because it's still, even though it's been several hours, it's still kind of difficult. But anyway, I started watching Dragon Ball when I was 7 years old. I remember it. I remember back in the day, this was back when Toonami was just getting started, and they had a big roundup of anime, the stuff that included, I remember watching their Tenchi Muyo, Outlaw Star, Outlaw Star. I think they had Sailor Moon there at one point. At some point there, and they had Dragon Ball Z. Now I got Dragon Ball Z was not a love at first sight thing, because the whole Raditz saga, it was cool and I really liked it, got into it, but it wasn't until the whole fight with between the Z fighters and Nappa and Vegeta, when I first started, to say, wow, this is really picking up now. This is really getting good. And I just saw the whole action and everything. They're blasting each other and seeing little old Gohan overcome, just being the scared little kid, being made to stay there, and even after a whole year of training and survival, he's still the scared little kid that he has to overcome that fear of fighting. And you see that especially in Gohan's arc. And then when Goku arrived, and you see Piccolo, which is one of the most amazing things about Dragon Ball, you see this shift. Piccolo starts off as being this villainous character that wants to rule the world. He wants to rule the world. He wants to kill Goku. And then softly, throughout the year that he spends, the 6 months, I should say, because he didn't train. He didn't train Gohan for this first 6 months. Let's get that clear. He trained Gohan the latter 6 months. But over that period of time, you see a shift in Piccolo, which I think is one of the coolest things. Which, in my opinion, is one of the cooler arcs. Is Piccolo's change from a bad guy into a good guy. You see him in, sort of becoming more almost fatherly, and which right after, as soon as he starts spending time with Gohan. But anyway, that's one of the things that that you learn, that people can be better. people can be, can become a better version of themselves. That's one of the things that Dragon Ball really taught me. And when Goku, and I remember, when Goku arrives in the Saiyan Saga, and again, and he kills, and he's so much stronger than before. He kills Nappa in 2 hits. He kills Nappa in 2 hits, then goes off to fight Vegeta, and the fight is amazing. It's still one of the best fights in anime, in my opinion. It's still one of the best fights, and that beam clash, the Gallic Gun and the Kamehameha is still one of the top. It's one of the greatest, most awesome moments in the series. And that got me hooked, just hooked on what was going on. And the fact that afterwards, after all the bad things Vegeta did, Goku still decided to let him go. Didn't, not kill him because he wanted to fight him again. Which gave then the opportunity for Vegeta's arc to take place, which is also, again, another awesome redemption story that takes place over the course of the entire series. That's one of the things I love about Dragon Ball. You see these characters progress. You see these characters overcome trials and become better and overcome their limits. And that's one of the things that Akira did so effectively, is convey that message. I just want to say to Akira, to Akira-san, thank you. Truly, thank you for everything. Thank you for incredible memories. I watched the whole series with my family, with my cousins. We played the video games. We loved them. We still do. We still talk about them with great happiness of for those great memories. I'm still looking forward to the new Sparking Zero video game. I'm very hyped up about that. I still play Dragon Ball Fighters fairly actively. I play, and that's because I love the series so much. I'm rewatching it again after some time. I'm rewatching the entire Dragon Ball Z series on Crunchyroll because that I love. It's just an amazing show. You can watch it no matter how old you are, how many times you've seen it. You can watch it and still enjoy it. And that's what Akira did. He made a franchise that'll last for generations, that has impacted millions of people. It's been so impactful. In fact, let me give you an example. In Mexico, when the whole Tournament of Power was reaching its finale, 15,000 Mexicans reunited. I think it was at a plaza to watch the finale of the Tournament of Power. 15,000 people in one plaza. That's like that they made that into a major event. Who does that? That's a testament of how amazing Dragon Ball is, and that's all thanks to Mr. Toriyama. So with that, again, Mr. Toriyama, thank you. And on behalf of all Dragon Ball fans, Mr. Toriyama, wherever you are, thank you. I will never stop saying thank you enough. All right, guys. So that's it for my video. Hope y'all have a good day, good evening, and yep. I'll see you guys on the next one.